This is lesson number 2 of inverse function of a parabola. In the previous video, we discussed about the inverse function of a straight line. So it's very important to level the first video first. But anyway, let's get started. This one area, given the function y equal to 2x squared, more than a parabola, because parabola is inali the standards are ax squared plus bx plus c. But in this case, our b and c is 0 because only ax squared, which is 2x squared. Question part A, determine the equation of the inverse of this function. Mornally equation ya y equal to 2x squared. The inverse, actually x and y they interchange. Rela or more bona y or replace aga x, and then more bona x re replace aga y. So rela or more globally x equal to 2y squared. But because sarnyanga equation, our equation is in the standard form sa y. So rela or actually rnyanga y subject of the formula. So rela or first get to divide both sides ka 2. And then from there rela or x over 2 elegana le y squared. But because rnyanga y rela or get to be a root both sides. So now rela or y elegana le plus or minus x over 2. So this one is equation ya inverse. But for this one, I'm not going to say the inverse and then carry plus or minus root x over 2. This notation reshumisha only if this is also a function. Remember or discuss about the function. Draw this graph. It will be something like this one. And then read this graph in this way as a function because udira a vertical line test. Ukhono retoucha graph yarna in 2 points instead of 1. So rela ore a function. So for the factor or as a function rela ore ngase shumishe this notation. But in the previous video re were a straight line. Draw the inverse. Still very clear that inverse ke function. So that is why we're gonna shumisha this notation. Part B, sketch the graph and its inverse on the same set of axes and show the line of symmetry. Mornally y eleganally 2x squared. What we know draw a parabola. What is important to find the x-intercepts, find the y-intercept, and then find the turning point. But naked reader in this way, that is the shorter way. Because our b is 0 and then our c is 0. Because our equation here is ax squared. Gaine bx, gaine c. Our b and c is 0. So naked reader in this way. Get these points. -1, 0, and 1. Draw my graph kishumisha at these points. Remember draw your graph ushumisha table method. In most of the cases ushumisha the points 0, -1, and 1. These points always depend for the standard good shape. So that is why I choose these points. But if we now find the x-intercepts, we'll find the y-intercept, and then we'll find the turning point, and then we'll sketch the graph. So now get to these points. And then now because kinyaga y, get this x, I substitute x, and then I find the corresponding y. So this -1, and then I substitute here, more 2. And then substitute 0, it will 0. and then ge o ka tšea 1 wa substitute here, it will for ke 2. So re la gore this is our points. So now re ka draw ya the graph. Ke na le point ya -1 and 2 ke this point, and then ra ba le 0 and 0, and then 1 and 2 ke this one. So now re la gore graph ya rena ya ba something like so. This one ke y equal to 2x squared. So now let's draw ya the inverse. Remember our equation ya inverse re kry-ile gore ke plus or minus root x over 2. But nna ke nyaka go dira in this way, because what we know gore the inverse in over the x and y interchanging of coordinates. So re la gore in this way the points ja inverse ya over this one, but they are interchange. Re la re ya over 2 and -1, and then ya ba 0 and 0, and then ya ba 2 and 1. So this is the easy way. So now re la gore go ba le 2 and -1. 2 and -1 you ba here, and then 0 and 0, and then 2 and 1 it's here. So now re la gore our graph ya over in this way. So ya over something like this one, and then re tlo name ra re ke y equal to plus or minus root x over 2. And then the last part is the line of symmetry. So the line of symmetry, just like on the previous video, ke this line always if it through the origin, and then apply intersect mo ile gore the graph ja rena dia intersect. So these graphs it intersect here, re la gore this line lo feta through that point of intersection. So this is our answer anyway for this question. This one here, given the function y equal to minus 2x squared, okay, le the previous one, just that now we're a negative sign, yeah, a. So now let's do the same. Determine the equation of this function. Ranale y equal to minus 2x squared. So we're interchange x and y on the previous one. X equal to minus 2y squared, and then from there we divide both sides by -2. Negative x over 2 ile y squared, and then now because re nyaka y re root both sides. So now the equation ya inverse ke plus or minus root negative x over 2. So this is the equation ya inverse. And then now we're level part B. Part B sketch the graphs of y equal to minus 2x squared and its inverse on the same set of axes and show the line of symmetry. Moginally y equal to minus 2x squared, and then gashumisha the same points -1, 0 and 1. Now we nyaka the corresponding y. This -1 we substitute here, it will for only -2, and then we substitute ka 0, it will for 0, and then we substitute ka 1, it will for -2. So now we draw a graph. Ranali -1 and -2. Rela over here, and then rabali 0 and 0, and then rabali 1 and -2. So now rela our graph over something like and then y equal to minus 2x squared. So now I'll draw a inverse. Inverse y equal to plus or minus root negative x over 2. Re tlo dira go tshwana le the previous one, but remember ge o nyaka o ka šomiša the same points, but ge o nyaka the corresponding y wa substitute x ya gago here, but re tlo dira go tshwana le the previous one because ke the easiest way. So re tlo interchange the x and y, mo re tlo ba le -2 and then ra ba le -1, ra ba le 0 and 0, and then ra ba le -2, and then ra ba le 1. So now let's plot. Re na le -2 and -1. So -2 and -1 re la gore e over here, and then 0 and 0 e over here, -2 and 1 e over here. So now re la gore for this one our graph e over for something like and then ra name le yona ra re ke y equal to plus or minus negative root x over 2. So now re dire this last part here, the axis of symmetry. So the axis of symmetry re tseba gore always e feta through the origin, and then yo feta mo ile gore graph tša rena di intersect. Graph tša rena di intersector here, and then again the intersector through the origin, and then ska lebala we name always re la gore this is y equal to x. So now re drawile a graph ya rena. Part C question e re determine the point of intersection of y and its inverse. Re tseba gore re nyaka point of intersection re equator the equations. O ka lemoga gore di graph tša rena di intersector through the origin, and then also they intersect through this point. But what is important gore ge re nyaka point of intersection re equator the equations. Lemoga gore mo re na le 3 equations. Re na le this one ya inverse, ra ba le original, and then ra ba le y equal to x, because this line y equal to x le yona ya intersect. So now re la gore re tlo equator these two equations. It's all up to you wena we equator tše di feng. Mo re na le y equal to minus 2x squared, and then re na le y equal to plus or minus negative x over 2, and then remember again re na le y equal to x. Leave this one key equation. So read it out only the previous example on the previous video. The easiest way get to equator this one and this one, because if you try to equator this one and this one, it will be a bit complicated, but it's only the same thing anyway. So get to dira ya y equal to x, get to re minus 2x squared elegana le x, equatile this y and this y. So from there you can solve for x, get rid of this 2x squared ka isha to the other side, and then ka ba le 2x squared plus x, and then from there get rid of x as a common factor, ka ba le x, and then ka shala ka 2x plus 1. So from there it's about solving for x. Re la gore ke tlo re x equal to 0 or 2x plus 1 equal to 0. And then now because ke nyaka x, re la gore ke tlo tšea 1 ka isha to the other side, and then ya change a sign ya ba negative. So from there go divide both sides ka 2. Re la gore x equal to -1 over 2. So now to create the corresponding y values, more greatly the values of x. Ke tlo tšea these values tša x ka di substitute mo go y. So ke tlo šomiša this one because ka kgona bona gore this one is very easy unlike these two. So re la gore ke tlo re for y equal to x ka substitute ka x value ya 0, re la gore y equal to 0. So re la gore y value re kreile gore ke 0, therefore the coordinates robale 0 and 0. This one is this one here through the origin. Remember this graph there intersect here through the origin, and then ranale 0 and 0. So it makes sense. So now here at this point, or the intersector go kai. Ranale x here negative half. Do the same thing, y equal to x, and then y equal to negative half. Therefore, ranale negative half and negative half. So the point of intersection this one. So it really makes sense. This point is negative half and negative half. So that's it for this question. And then this one here, determine the equation of the inverse of this function. Mo ba re file parabola, but o ka lemoga gore this parabola ba re file yona in the vertex form, ba re file yona in this form. So mo ba nyaka gore re find the inverse, but re tlo dira the same thing. Re na le y equal to 2 into x plus 1 all squared minus 3. Re tlo interchange x and y. Re la gore mo re na le x, and then mo re tlo ba le y, and then from there ke tlo ja this negative 3 ka isha to the other side. Remember gore re nyaka go dira y subject of the formula. And then from there ke tlo divide both sides ka 2. Re la gore ke divide both sides ka 2. These 2 and these 2 they cancel. Re la gore now ke na le x plus 3 over 2 ile kana le y plus 1 all squared. And then now because ke nyaka y, re la gore ke tlo bea root both sides. So re la gore from there this one and this one you cancel. Re la gore therefore ko shala ka y plus 1 ile kana le plus or minus root x plus 3 over 2. And then now because ke nyaka y, re la gore ke tlo tšea 1 ka isha to the other side. Re la y ile kana le plus or minus root x plus 3 over 2, and then ya change a sign. Re la gore this is the equation ya inverse. This one here, determine the equation of the inverse of this function. Lemoga something. Mo re na le y equal to x squared minus 4x plus 6. Ge re ka re try go interchange x and y, re tlo ba le something very complicated, because mo re tlo ba le x and then mo ra ba le y squared minus 4y plus 6. And then from there to nyaka go dira y subject of the formula. It will be very complicated. So ge re na le equation ya parabola ye le gore is in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. The first thing, re tlo try go complete the square. Mo ke na le y equal to x squared and then minus 4x and then plus 6. Remember always divide ka 2. Re tlo re b divide by 2. Re la gore this is minus 4 divided by 2 and then all squared. This is the same as negative 2. And then re la gore ke tlo add ka yona ka ba ka subtract. Re la gore mo ke na le plus negative 2 all squared and then ka minus negative 2 all squared. From there re la gore ko ba le x squared and then minus 4x plus 4 minus 4 plus 6. But now ke nyaka go ngwala in the form of a binomial. Re la gore ko focus on these terms. Re la gore ko ba le, and then remember always re tšea this first sign, re la gore mo ko ba le x minus, and then ka tšea this number which is 2, and then mo ka ba le 2, and then all squared, and then from there mo ke na le minus 4 plus 6, and then minus 4 plus 6 e re fa positive 2. So now ka kgona bona gore after completing the square, equation yaka is in the vertex form, e tshwana le the previous one. Re la re now nka dira in this way, nka tšea y ka dira x, and then ka tšea x ka dira y, o tshwana le ya the previous one. So from there go tšea 2 ka iša to the other side, ka ba le x minus 2 le kana le y minus 2 all squared. So from there, because ke nyaka y, re la gore ko bea root both side, re la gore ko ba le y minus 2 ile kana le plus or minus root x minus 2, and then ke tlo tšea this 2 ka iša to the other side, and then ya ba positive. So this is our answer. O ka kgona bona gore ge ba re file equation ya rena e in the form of ax squared plus b plus c, the first thing are complete the square, and then ra kgona go interchange x and y. So this is our answer anyway.